So what are the stages of the twin flame journey? What are the stages that the chaser goes through, right? You have certainly heard of the term runner and chaser when it comes to a twin flame connection. And what I usually say, and what I learned from my teachers too, is that there is actually no runner and chaser, that there's only one thing, which is both are running from love in one way or the other, from love, from the connection, from the intensity of the connection. So there is both people doing the same, both are running from love, both are running from themselves. It's just a side note, because I usually don't use the terms runner and chaser, but for the sake of this video, I will do so. So what are the stages of a chaser, right? Those are usually the ones watching my videos, like you guys, right? And commenting, going, oh my gosh, I met him 2015, and then we had this and that, and we met, and it was an explosion of emotions and of such a deep love and recognition. We had the best phase ever. Then he left me, or then he ran, whatever it is. You tend to tell me about your twin flame situations in the comments. I always appreciate them, but I can't always read through all of it, right? Because I know it's very complex, and I can tell that you're very in it while you type it, because you're still emotionally very touched and very drawn into the whole experience and sort of lost in it. I can sense that. So I don't always read through all of it, but just that's another side note. So let's go back to the chaser. So that's actually one of the first stages, right? It's like you meet this person, or you re-meet them. Maybe you've known them from not a past life, I mean certainly also a past life, but I mean a past life chapter of this current life. Either you went to kindergarten together, or you used to hang out as kids, or your parents were friends, or you went to the same soccer club when you were 15, whatever it is. Many times there is that early meeting in life, and then the paths sort of go out, like they leave each other, or they whatever, right? So, and then you re-meet, or you live your life, you make you get married, maybe you have a stable relationship, maybe you have kids, maybe whatever it is, but it seems everything seems kind of stable and grounded, and maybe you're happy, maybe not, maybe you don't even think about it much if you're happy or not. And then comes along the twin flame. So in both cases comes along the twin flame and like awakens you in a way to love, right? To true love, to, oh my gosh, what is this? I never knew this existed kind of love. I thought I was happily married, and now you come into my life and show me that actually I wasn't, or it's just a good friend, or I still love them, but it's just such a different thing than what I feel for you. So this is talking to your twin, right? So that's the beginning, right? Like that's the triggering, the initiating of the whole thing. Then, as I already said, there's a sort of honeymoon phase where you're just like, both of you are over the moon, happy to have met. If circumstances are not against you, like you're not both married, which often is the case, by the way, or you're not both like living on one side of the world and the other, and there's corona happening, so you can't fly and you can't meet. Worst case scenario, right? But like if that is not against you and you actually get to be together in the moment, then it's usually just a divine experience in one way or another. It doesn't mean there's not issues coming up. It doesn't mean that there's not triggering happening. It doesn't mean that there's an area of your life that still needs, optimization or healing or grounding, whatever you want to call it. But overall, it's just something, a love that you've never experienced. Then what happens then, for the fun of it, is one of you guys leaves, right? It's like probably not you watching the video, probably the other guy. Usually it's the guy, not always. Or the woman leaves, right? And goes, sorry, this is all in your mind. This connection doesn't even exist. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I realized I love my wife. I realized I need to stay with my husband. I realized we're not meant for each other. Like whatever it is, it leaves you, to say the least, puzzled, destroyed, on the floor, totally lost, not understanding a thing, doubting yourself, because you're like, I know what we had. I know what happened. I know the feeling is mutual. I know all this. What is this? What the heck? Right? You start Googling, you come to Twin Flame Spirit, hopefully, and you go, okay, this is a thing. It's called Twin Flames. And okay, now there's no coming back from this, I guess. So this is what usually triggers then the whole, or initiates, I don't like to say triggers because triggers is something else, right? But it pushes or it initiates you actually becoming aware that you're on a twin flame journey. It doesn't change all that much that you're heartbroken and puzzled and laying on the floor crying. It doesn't change that, but at least it has a name to it, right? Let me just close the door. Okay, the door is closed. So at least you find that name to it, like twin flames. Okay, seems complicated, seems painful, but oh well then. But you're still in the stage, or not in the stage, you're just like, you don't care what it's called. You really don't care. You just want him or her to come back, because you're just like, I've never felt such a connection. I never felt like this other person is basically me, like we're meant to be. This is amazing, this is perfect, like this needs to happen, this needs to be, like there's no reason for it not to. You're still in that, right? So what you do from that point of view and from that conviction of like, this has to be, this is too amazing to not be, is you naturally, and yes, you naturally chase, because you go, hey, this thing, right? Imagine you being a fisher with a fisher rod, and you go, hey, I need this fish that's out there, right? And you throw your thing because you're like, hey, I really like this fish, I need to have this fish. So you're not just sitting by the shore and you're just like, yeah, if it's meant to be, the fish is gonna jump in my lap, into my lap, right? Or into my little bucket of water that I have next to me, because the fish thinks it will make a nice dinner. So at one point it will jump, I trust, right? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to chase. And if your little route is not working, you're going to go get the net, or you're going to, I don't know, throw some explosives into the water just to have the fish, even if it's dead, but at least you have it in the end, right? So something along the lines, right? You chase without wanting to, without intending to, it just happens. So that's a chaser phase. That's why you're called a chaser. Actually, you're also running because you're running from yourself, because you're running from who you truly are, because you think the good is outside of you. It's in the water, it's the fish you need, right? It's the thing you need, it's your twin you need, it's them, because they're so amazing and they complete you in such an amazing way that you forget about your own greatness. And even if you sit down, yes, I know I'm pretty amazing, but can I please have them, right? It's still lack. It's still wanting something in order for you to be better or feel at peace, whatever it is. So that's the chasing phase. The other one, the more you chase, the further away the other one goes, and goes like, no thanks, I'm not here for that. I'm here for unconditional love, in case you don't remember. But what you're giving me is lack, is neediness, is you want something from me and I'm not ready to give it to you, because I am here to teach you unconditional love. I am here to have you open your eyes to your own amazingness. So of course I'm not going to cater to your need of lack and fill the hole inside of you by being present, by texting you, by doing whatever. Nope, thank you, no, I didn't sign up for this. You don't remember, but we both didn't sign up for this. We didn't sign up for this. We signed up for something else, for finding ourselves, finding our greatness. And that's what we're going to do, even if it might seem a little bit painful, but it's for our best. So that's basically what the other person unconsciously is thinking and doing. So once you become really, really tired of that chasing, because you're like, oh, you know, as much as I believe we would be perfect for each other, this sort of stinks. I don't want to be the one going after the other person all the time, like showing them, trying to show them how amazing we would be for each other, how amazing I am. So there comes a point, and guys, it can be years, it can be decades, where you're not getting sick of chasing. But it can also be months. It depends. Everyone has their own perfect journey, and usually there's that straw that breaks the camel's back, where you go, okay, what am I doing? Enough is enough. You know, you get rejected for the millionth time, or you get told that or you get blocked, or the person moves cross country, or whatever it is, or they have their third child with her wife or his wife, or whatever happens, there's that straw where you go, okay, I think this isn't healthy anymore, this isn't good anymore, this doesn't feel right anymore. So you start to let go. And this let go process and this letting go of wanting it to happen so bad because you feel it's so right and it so should be, this process can take another few years. You know, it can take another decade. Who cares? I'm probably triggering the heck out of all of you. It doesn't matter. This is a lifelong journey. This is a lifelong situation. And I'm not saying there's no reunion, not at all. Yes, reunion can happen at any time. Every journey is unique, but you have to let go of wanting to make it happen, because that's not going to work. You really have to let go and surrender. And that's what you eventually come to, right? When you're so tired of the chasing and you're so, because during all this time of your chasing, if you continuously work on yourself, you keep on changing, transforming, growing, maturing, gaining confidence, gaining self-esteem, gaining self-love, all that, you become a completely different person. And that's what you're meant to be. And that's what the journey is meant to do to you. So once that happens, you're not going to be the same person as you were at point A when you started the chasing, as when the straw breaks the camel's back and you go, look, enough is enough. That happens because you're such a different person by then. So you let go, and you don't let go of the love. You don't have to let go of the love. You don't have to tear him out of your heart or whatever. It can just coexist with you being happy, be it with yourself, be it in another relationship, be it with friends, be it with hobbies, be it with your job, be it with your self-growth, be it with you finding your life purpose, be it with you helping others, be it with you, with your family, whatever it is, you move into that place of peace where you realize that you don't need them to be physically present. And it doesn't mean, like, for all those who are intending to misunderstand me, it doesn't mean, oh, you have to be single for the rest of your life. Thank you very much, Yvonne. It's not that. Or, oh, you don't believe in reunion. Okay, thanks so much. No, that's not that either. It's a place of surrender where you just know, first of all, you know it first happens inside. Union happens inside. You have union with yourself inside first. And then it can reflect outwards, right? But if I say it like that, it still sounds as if there was, cause and effect, intentional cause and effect. Like, oh, if I do this, then this is going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Okay, is it happening? No. So no, that is even a phase that you leave behind you, where you stop worrying, you stop side-eyeing of like, is it happening? Is it? Because you don't need it anymore. And you can live at peace with what you experience, what you still experience, with the love you feel, with the signs you get, with the dreams you get, with whatever, with the meetings you get, with the relationship you have with your twin, in whatever shape or form that is taking place. But it's peaceful to you, it's peaceful to them, and it's evolving as you both evolve. So that is another stage. That's another stage. And from there, it can gently move into union when you both have experienced, healed, learned whatever you came here to learn, which is not only unconditional love, it's you awakening to your power, you awakening to who you truly are, which is not this meat suit body, but it's so much more. It's the powerful you that you are, in the image of God, a creative force of your life, of your reality, right? That's where the law of assumption comes in, the law of attraction comes in. When you become aware of all these things and you realize that the world we perceive only with our 5, 6, whatever, how many senses is so limited. It's just 3D and there's so much more to it. This is actually the last stage, the stage that we experience with the senses. But creating, we don't create it with the senses. We perceive it with the senses, but we create it from within, from our convictions, assumptions, from the unconscious blockages and hurts, vulnerabilities, whatever, I don't find the word. So becoming aware of that, even, you know, how life works, how the universe works, how it's all built up, all that is in the package, is in the twin flame package. You know, it's not just, oh, how can I get with them? How can I be with them? You leave that behind and move into something so much bigger. And that's, I would say, the stage, sort of, if you want to talk about union, the stage before union is you fully being at peace with what is, with the connection, with yourself, with whatever you went through to get to the point that you're now at, where you're at peace. When you have that inner peaceful place, then not only union can happen, but so many good things in your life can happen. Not that they don't happen before. So this chaser stage, where you sort of started out from, or even the stage where you were asleep, you were in your 3D life, everything seemed sort of fine, and before the twin flame came in, right, and shook it all up. Compared to that, it's worlds apart, it's universes apart, and that is what the journey is about. It's not how do I get to be with them. I know I keep on repeating myself, but I want to make that point clear. And I know you sort of hear it, but if you don't want to hear it, you're not going to hear it, because you're going to go, oh, but I still want to be with them. I get it. You know, that pull needs to be there in order for you to get moving. You wouldn't do anything. You wouldn't work on yourself. It wasn't for that pull of, I want something. I want it so bad. I need to make it happen, right? It's there for that reason, that you get moving and recognize yourself ultimately. So that's what I wanted to share. Reach out if I may help you on your journey. I do that with a lot of pleasure and a lot of joy. I love doing that, taking you through the stages wherever you're at. Reach out. Maybe we have the right product for you, the right form of accompanying you. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I'm sending much, much love. Bye, skies. Bye. Mwah. Bye.